Let's give a big welcome for Kyle Willkom.
Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing? You feel good? Yeah, you doing well this morning? By the way, it's Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm excited to be here. My name is Kyle Willkom. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm an entrepreneur. I travel the country. I hang out with people like you, and I'm really excited to be here today with you all. First and foremost, you guys all showed up today. I'm excited about that. Give yourselves a quick round of applause for being here. I travel, I speak on kindness, on positivity, on taking action, really going for it. I believe there is no leadership without action. But I've also done a lot of different things in the course of my life. I have had a lot of different jobs. There are a lot of different opportunities for you in your life, different jobs, different routes you can take, as I'm sure some of you have already seen and some of you will see later. But I've had a lot of different opportunities. I've been an intern. I've been an Uber driver. I've done a lot in between. But one of my favorite things that I've ever done, that at one point in my life, I, believe it or not, was a paid rapper. I was. Yes. And so I figured it would only be right. You guys aren't in school today. This is a different experience. We want it to be fun, engaging, different. I figured it would only be right if I rapped for you guys today. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's getting real. Now, here's the deal. I've realized in my lifetime that it really only takes one thing to make a great rap artist. And believe it or not, it's not a sick beat. It's not amazing lyrics. It's actually just hype people. Just people to be hyped about what they're doing. So if it's not too much to ask, I would love if you all became my hype people today. Could you do that? All right, cool. Yeah. I've already got commitments from some of you. Grand Valley, you said you'd be my hype people. Yeah. Cole Ridge, you said you would too. Cole Ridge. So, here's the deal. I've now traveled quite a bit. I've spoken in 47 different states, so all over. Some people know how to be hype people. Some people, they're not so sure. So just so that we're on the same page, I would ask that you don't clap along. I was in Iowa recently. They just smiled and clapped along. And I don't know if you've ever seen or been to a rap concert. Usually it does not look like this. Like, that's usually not how it looks. So if you're going to be my hype people, all I would ask is that if you hear something that you like, if you hear a line that's just straight fire, I would just ask that you make some sort of noises with your mouth. That's it. So I think some of you got it. I think on the count of 3, we should practice that really quickly. On the count of 3, let's show what it might sound like for you to be my hype people. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, okay. I love it. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, that's good. Also, quick note, I think a scientist at some point would love to be in the room for that because I just got a really good idea of how some of your brains work. Like, some of you were like, woo! And then somebody over here was like, brah! Cool. I also heard you over there going, woof, woof! That's good. So, this song is a song that I wrote about an unfortunate experience I once had in my life that I now think is funny. Here we go. I might crash a party. I'd crash into my bed. I'd crash after a sugar high has left from my head. I might crush a golf ball, might even hit par. but I never wanted to crash my car. There we go. Yeah, okay. You could tell me that it is quite the mission just to get behind the wheel and try to avoid a collision. I think it's just superstition because I'm physically set. I've done crunches so long you'd think I was a core vet. Yeah. And mentally too, I think that was a given. Getting better every day. You could say that I'm driven. But other drivers on the road, what are they thinking? I've seen them turn left while their right signal's blinking. I've seen them switch lanes just to cut right back. Like, excuse me, Jeff Gordon, this isn't your personal racetrack. So if you see a bad driver, just one thing to do, safely slow down and get a good distance away from them, right? Yeah, right? Cause I don't mess with you. I might crash a party, I crash into my bed. I'd crash after a sugar high has left from my head. I might crush a golf ball, might even hit par, but I never wanted to crash my car. Now, there is one thing you absolutely have to know about me. I love puns. I love plays on words. I love the English language. So I figured I'd just get all of my car puns just out of the way with this second verse. You guys ready? All right, let's go. Some people flip rhymes while I practically tossed it. Car raps got me tired, maybe even exhausted. I be sparking up my circuits like my name is MacGyver, and my favorite Green Bay Packer, his name was Donald Driver. No, you're not Packers fans? Who do you guys root for? Broncos? Cleveland? The Browns? No way. I'm not a fan of littering, so my backseat's filled with junk. Do you know elephants don't need suitcases? Because they already have a trunk. See what I did there? Seriously though, folks, I'm just being real. As a little kid might say, I'm just being real. That was bad. I know, that was bad. Let's speed it up. Hold on, let's speed it up a little bit. I got that SUV, that car LUV. You see me rolling down my STREET. You think I'm done with this rhyme? You better step on the brakes. How come all the best cars are always named after snakes? Got my Viper, my Cobra. Well, I guess that's that. Maybe they're not named after snakes. Maybe there's way more cats. Got my Jaguar, my Wildcat, my Cougar, and my Cheetah. This rhyme is too hot. I need to turn down the heater. Well, with all these Katniss rhymes, you'd think that my name was PETA. I'm like a Porsche Ferrari. I'm an industry leader, and now you can't get past the way I'm pushing this gas. You could call me Ricky Bobby, because, yeah, I like to go fast. Every time I spit raps, yeah, I plan on showing up because I'm like an airbag. I'm blowing up. I need to just bring it home, just into the driveway, so to speak. I might crash a wedding. I might crash land. I think it's safe to say that these crashes aren't planned. So if you need some advice, it might take you far. Don't ever crash your car. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are pretty hyped. Give yourself another quick round of applause. Nice work of my hype people. Yeah, I love it. I feel like I want to be a little closer to you guys as I give this talk, so I'm coming right out here. All right, that's a little better, right? I feel like I'm a little closer to you guys. Hey, I feel like you guys are here to hear a speaker, and instead you got a bit of a rap to kick this off. I will say there is a purpose, and the purpose is if I can become a paid rapper in the course of my lifetime, I'm pretty sure you can do whatever you have your mind set on right now. pretty sure that at the end of the day, if you remove your fears, if you remove your thought that someone's going to judge you or that you're not good enough or strong enough, that any of those tables in there that have amazing opportunities for you, you could pursue it. You could do it. You actually have the ability to make it happen, but you have to believe in yourself enough to try. You have to believe in yourself enough to try. I became a rapper for a short amount of time. I wrote songs, jingles, made music videos for companies, organizations, sports teams. It was a blast. I got to make a music video with Dwayne Wade. It was a lot of fun. I've had a lot of different, unique experiences in the course of my lifetime, and a lot of them have taught me some interesting lessons in leadership, in being a good human, in making sure that we're maximizing our one life that we get on this earth. When I was a freshman in college, I went to Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Does anyone know anything about Wisconsin? Cheese, yes. A lot of you know there's cheese in Wisconsin. Yes, that's good. Some of you said it's cold. Yeah, that's true. Anything else? Hockey, okay, yes. What? Anything else? No, just cheese. Snowmobiles, yeah, okay, what? Just cheese, yeah, good cheese. I grew up in Wisconsin, but in the course of my lifetime, I also decided that I should probably live in a state that's just beautiful, like the best state in the entire country. So I now live in Colorado. Yeah. Yeah, you guys don't realize, maybe because you grew up here, just how amazing it is out here. It is. But I went to Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Does anyone know anything about Marquette? Did you say cheese again? Cheese, yes. Has anyone heard? Have you heard of Marquette University? No one has heard of it. All right. Okay, why have you heard of it? Okay, their basketball team. Yes, I'm glad you said that. Because when I was a freshman in college, I decided I am going to try out for the Marquette men's basketball team. I was like, I'm going to try out. They were having open tryouts for walk-ons. This is a Division I men's basketball program. Jimmy Butler was playing there. He's now an NBA All-Star. This was a really good program, but I was like, I'm going to show up. I'm going to try out for this team. And hey guys, I get it. Looking at me, you'd think more football player. I get it. Did you just say golf? That is funny. You guys, I have said that in different places. Usually if I say looking at me, you'd think more football player. Usually somebody in the audience immediately is like, no, tennis. Did you say that? You did? Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, you can't faze me anymore, though. You can't faze me because actually I heard recently the worst one that I've ever heard in my life. I heard recently. Because I said, looking at me, you'd think more football player. And someone immediately, like right in the front, immediately was like, no, folding laundry. As though that is like the epitome of my athletic performance. Like, hey, you know what you'd be good at? Just getting in the laundry room. That's all. That's it. Yeah, I've heard some people say I could play lacrosse, things like that. If you have any good creative ideas of what you think I would be good at, by all means, come up afterwards. Let's chat about it. But I decided they were having open tryouts for the Marquette men's basketball team. I was like, I'm going to show up. What do I have to lose? Let's do it. So I showed up, and this coach, he welcomed us to the gym. He had a big smile on his face, huge smile. He's like, hey, welcome to the gym. I'm glad you guys are here. There were 26 guys who showed up. This guy had a huge smile. He's like, hey, we're going to do some drills today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Glad you guys are here. So he put us through some of the easiest drills that I've ever done in my life. And I was like, wait a second. When does this get tough? Like, when does this get difficult? Like, when does this get hard? When do they decide who's good, who's not good? And then all of a sudden, this coach was like, all right, guys, go home. Get out of here. If you made it to the second round, we'll give you a phone call. But go ahead. Get on out of here. And we left, and I just was like, that was so easy. I don't understand, like, why. Hey, guys, if you're chatting with someone around you right now, would you mind just, like, telling them, hey, actually, just real quick, look at someone next to you. Just look at someone next to you and go, hey. And then say, no. And then say, I love your voice. And I want you to say this to them. And then I want you to say this to them. But, go ahead, say it to them. But, I would like to hear your voice after this talk. Good, yeah, that's great. So bring it back to me, bring it back. Now, I went home, the 26 guys, we left the gym. A week passed, I was like, all right, it's done, it's over. There's no way that I made this team. There's no chance, right? Like I couldn't do it. They put us through these easy drills. I gotta just go home. A week passes, and then my phone rings, and it's a number that I don't recognize. What would you do if you got a phone call from a number you didn't recognize? You would? You'd answer it? Some of you are bold. Also, some of you might get scammed because a lot of times those are like telemarketers or something. I was feeling lucky that day. I picked it up. The voice on the other ends of the phone said, hey, Kyle, we're calling on behalf of Marquette men's basketball. You made it to the second round. I was like, let's go. So I show up to the second round. Same coach, big smile on his face. He's like, hey, glad you're here. Glad you could make it. Welcome to the gym. And I was like, slow down. It's getting a little weird. Why do you keep smiling at us like that? And there are 9 guys there. They narrowed it down from 26 to 9. And they put us through the easiest drills, the easiest exercises that I've ever been through in my life. And I was like, wait a second. When does this get tough? When does it get difficult? When do they decide who's good, who's not good at basketball? And then they just out of nowhere say, hey, guys, go home. Thank you for coming, but get out of here. If you made it to the third round, we'll give you a phone call. So we go home, and again, a week passes, and I'm like, oh, man, like, I'm done. I didn't make it. Like, this is over. And then my phone rings. This time, I do recognize the number. I pick it up. They say, Kyle, we're calling on behalf of Marquette men's basketball. You made it to the third round. I was like, let's go. So I show up to the third round, and there's 4 guys there. They've narrowed it down from 26 to 9 to 4. Same coach, big smile on his face. Guys, welcome to the gym. So glad you're here. Glad you could make it. And then the smile just leaves this guy's face. He gets super serious, and he goes, now get on the line. How many of you play sports or have played sports at some point in your life? Okay. What does it mean if a coach says, get on the line? Yeah, you're about to die, right? So we get on the line, and this coach, he says to us, he says, hey, guys, in the first couple rounds, we were not looking for the best basketball players. And we were kind of confused. We were like, what? And he said, you guys, we weren't looking for the best basketball players. You know why? Because we have those guys. He said those guys are on scholarships. Like, those guys are going to be the guys who play in the games. We were looking for guys who communicate really well, who showed up on time, who listened to their coaches, who consistently played well, like with their teammates, who are going to make the people around them better. He's like, we think you guys fit the mold of those types of players. However, there are 4 of you. We only have space for 1 of you on this team. So you guys are going to run until 3 of you quit. You guys, we started looking at each other like, oh no, this is bad. We were like, are you going to quit? I don't want to quit. Are you going to quit? Are you going to give up? Like, guys, we got on the line, and the coach said, we're going to put 22 seconds up on the clock. You have 22 seconds to go down, back, down, back. If you don't make it, you have to leave immediately. You're done. You're out of the gym. Your chances of making the team are over. If you do make it, you get the rest of the minute, so up to 60 seconds to rest. And then at the start of the next minute, we're doing it again. He said, you guys are going to be running sprints every minute on the minute until 3 of you are out of this gym. You guys, we lined up, the whistle blew, we started running, and an hour and a half later, I was the only person left in the gym, and they said, Kyle, congratulations, welcome to Marquette basketball. And you guys, I stand here today telling you this story not to brag in any way. Trust me, I am not. Because people ask me a lot, how many minutes did you get in games? 0. I never played, didn't get put in one time. My time with the team was short. I became a manager after a short amount of time. But for a short amount of time, I was a walk-on on a Division I men's basketball program. And that was really, really cool to be a part of something bigger than myself. And I learned a couple things from this. I learned that sometimes in our lives, the 2 greatest things that we can do are to show up and not give up. Those are the 2 best things you can do. Sometimes you just have to show up. You just have to put yourself in a position to be successful. Because out of everyone who goes to Marquette University, 12,000 people, how many people showed up to the tryout? 26. Out of 12,000 people who go to that school, do you think there were people at the school who thought, oh, I'd love to be there, but I'll never make it? You think there were people like that who just said, hey, I would love to go and try out, but I'm not good enough at basketball? You think? You think there are people that were like, oh, secretly I want to show up, but if I said that out loud, maybe my friends would judge me, or they would think like, you have no right thinking that you could make the Marquette team. Do you think there were people that were afraid to be judged, that just didn't show up because they didn't want to be judged by their friends? I bet there were. Guys, I think sometimes in our lives, and I mentioned it before, but sometimes in our lives, if we want to be happier, if we want to be healthier, if we want to be more successful, if we want to pursue the things that are going to make us the best versions of ourselves, we have to show up. We have to show up, which means when you go to the tables in there, show up to those tables. Have great conversations. Make sure that you put yourself out there. Go out of your comfort zone a little bit. Because those are the types of people that might give you amazing opportunities later in your life. Maybe they'll give you opportunities now. Guys, you have to show up. And then at the end of the day, when you show up and you start and you go after your passions and you're pursuing the things you want to pursue, there's going to be adversity. Things aren't always going to go your way. Sometimes you're going to take the right actions and it's not going to work out. And it's going to be on you to not give up in those moments. I want to give you a quick example of this, but I am going to have to get down back on the stage. So really quickly, with someone next to you, I want you to discuss one thing in your life that you would like to show up for in the near future. Something in your life that you would like to show up for, and that's going to make a difference in your life. Go ahead. Good. Hopefully you all have something. Hopefully there's always something in your lives. Here's what I'd like everyone to do. I would like for you all to put your arms out in front of you just like this. Everyone put your arms out in front of you just like this, facing away from each other. So you could hit the backs of your hands together. You could also give some high fives, to the people next to you. Good. Here's what I'd like for you to do. I would like for you to take your arms. I would like for you to just cross them over just like this. I would like for you to put them together. I want you to just squeeze nice and tight. Oh, make sure your right hand's on the top. Make sure your right hand's on the top. I would like for you to just put your 2 pointer fingers out. Just point forward just like that. If you all did this correctly, you all would be able to go just like this. So you just had a great example of sometimes in our lives, we show up, we take the action, we do the thing, we go for it, and then it does not go our way. Something comes up, something arises that we didn't expect. Guys, in those scenarios, you have to take a look at what you're doing. You have to analyze your situation. You have to maybe change some things around. But you also have to commit in your life to never giving up. To never giving up on the things you believe in, the things that you dream of. Guys, I've realized throughout the course of my life as well, though, as you're going out, you're pursuing your passions, you're showing up, you're not giving up, one of the best things that you can possibly do is show up not just for yourself, is to show up for other people, to show up for others in the way that's going to build them up, to make them the best versions of yourselves. You guys, here, I'd like you to do something for me really quickly. I would like for you to just smile. Just nice. It could be small. Go ahead, just smile just a little bit. I'd like for you to smile a little bigger. I'd like for you to use your teeth. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge you really quickly. I want you to try to smile using every muscle in your face, your cheek muscles, your eyebrows, and I want you to show that smile to someone next to you. Go ahead. Good, and stop, and stop, and stop. Bring it back, and stop. So, guys, I want you to listen really carefully to this. What happened when you smiled at this person? They smiled back, right? Or they started laughing, they started giggling. Hey, guys, I have like 3 minutes left. Bring it back real quick, bring it back. I want you to listen to this because this is very important. A candle loses nothing by lighting another flame. Meaning that in your life, there are things that you give away that you will never have again. But there are also things like joy, compassion, generosity, kindness, that when you give them away, you have more because you've done that. My goal for you all today is to realize that you have what it takes to pursue the professions you want to pursue, to go after the dreams that you have in your brain, to not feel like you are going to be judged, and to be strong enough to overcome obstacles that stand in your way. But more than any of that, I believe that each one of you have the capacity to be a hero for someone else, to be so kind to someone else that you change their day, to step up in a way that is so helpful to someone else that they start to determine how they're going to treat the people around them. You guys, I know that everyone has gone through something that I know nothing about. That the people around you right now have gone through something that you know nothing about. That they could use your kindness. They could use your generosity. They could use your love. And in that capacity, you all have the ability to be a hero for the people around you each and every single day. You have the ability to make a difference in the lives of the people around you, maybe more than you know. Guys, that's my challenge for you today. As you leave here, as you go back to your schools and your communities, I would like for you to choose every single day to make one positive difference in the life of someone else. That's it. That's the challenge, to make one positive difference in the life of someone else. I believe if you do that in their lives, that you become a hero for them. That you stepping up for someone else is going to mean more to them than you might ever know. So guys, as I finish up here, here's what I want you to do. I would like everyone here, hey, really quickly, I'd like you to put your pointer finger up just like this. Yeah, everybody here, put your pointer finger up just like this. I would like for you to point at your brain, because the knowledge you obtain in this world is going to help you be the happiest, healthiest, most successful version of you that you can be. And I want you to say back to me, repeat after me, I am a hero. Good, I want you to take that hand, just shake it out a little bit real quick. I want you to move it to your heart. I want you to place your hand on your heart, because with all the knowledge in the world, if you don't pursue this life with kindness, with compassion, with generosity, then you are wasting the time that you have here. So with your hand on your heart, I want you to repeat after me. I am a hero. Good. I want you to take that hand, just shake it out one more time. I want you to take that hand. I want you to point it straight up, just as high as you can. Point that hand up in the air. Everyone do it. If somebody next to you isn't doing it, I want you to just nudge them and be like, hey, do it. Yeah, good. Point that hand up in the air. Good. You guys, if you choose to take on my challenge of making one positive difference in the life of someone else every single day, there is no telling how high and how far you can go in this world. So this is the last thing we're going to do, guys. It has been a pleasure being with you. Raise that pointer finger as high as you possibly can. And I want it to be loud this time. You're still my hype people. I want you to repeat after me as loud as you possibly can. I am a hero. You guys, you sure look like heroes to me. Thank you so much for having me here today. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, guys.